It'll only be a few words because there's plenty of speakers here. All I'd like to say is the Dublin Council of Trade Unions are glad to support this. Glad to support this rally today. What I would like to say is that the modern trade union movement started in the Dublin docks, and by Christ it won't be buried in the Dublin docks.
The trade unions in the Docklands community are fighting a race to the bottom, where the gains of 100 years of worker struggles for wages and working conditions are being rolled back by ruthless employers like Peel Ports. The race to the bottom is not an isolated thing. It is happening all over the EU. It is the logical and inevitable result of neoliberal policies imposed by Brussels. These laws and regulations have been written into the Lisbon Treaty, which has already been rejected by the French, Dutch and Irish referendums. We are being forced to vote again on the exact same treaty. If it passes, then the race to the bottom will have much greater legal backing, and workers all over the European Union will suffer the consequences. The Lisbon Treaty. This is much more than a treaty. This is a fundamental, a founding document, a treaty for a new Europe. The Spanish Prime Minister Zapatero. Peel Ports, Intel, Ryanair, viciously anti-union companies, are under no illusions about the Lisbon Treaty. They support it. Intel and Ryanair have pledged huge financial backing for Lisbon. It is an investment in smashing the working class in the future EU. Many of the membership of the trade unions and members of the Labour Party rejected the Lisbon Treaty last time because they could see what was happening with the race to the bottom. A lot of full-time paid officials support Lisbon. They have various reasons for doing so. Some have done quite well for themselves over the past 10 or 15 years and do not want to upset the neoliberal status quo as a result. Some are in total denial about the reality that the race to the bottom is a logical result of the free market neoliberal policies being pursued by those in control in Brussels. Some believe, in the words of Margaret Thatcher, there is no alternative. The future depends on the core of leaders who can see reality and who are prepared to fight for the future of the working people and their communities. Many of those who support the Lisbon Treaty say that all will be okay because of the Charter of Fundamental Rights, guaranteeing workers' rights. But Article 6 says, the provisions of the Charter do not extend in any way to the competencies of the Union as defined by the treaties. The entire Lisbon Treaty is written in a dishonest and deliberately confusing way, so that later it says, the rights, freedoms and principles in the Charter will be interpreted with the general provisions of Table B11 of the Charter. When you've hunted this up, it says, the Charter does not extend the field of application of the Union law beyond the powers of the Union or establish any new power or task for the Union to modify the powers and tasks defined in the treaties. In other words, all the fundamental rights for workers are subordinate to the rights given to the market. It's not worth the paper it's written on.